Clemson game defensively? What did you like? What didn't you like?
Yeah, I mean, we uncharacteristically gave up some big plays, which, is something we've been good at. We gave up one miscommunication, poor execution on the touchdown pass. We misfit one big run that, we've been fit right all night, but it takes one. And then the trick play after the big kickoff return, just got our eyes caught up in the wrong spot. And good play by them, not executed by us. So those were the things that obviously can't happen. And a few of those third downs are critical that we got to make sure that we do a better job.
With the wrong fits, is that pre-snap sort of read on a backer, or is it just the tendency just to want to run to the pile where the action's at? And how do you see it?
Yeah, I think sometimes you get a case of guys want to do more than their job, and that's one of the messages. You show a play that's maybe run 10 times. When fit right, it's a 2-yard gain, it's a 1-yard gain, it's a 3-yard gain. When fit wrong, that gain goes to 12, to 15, to 18, to 20, and puts on somebody else to make up. So, wanting to do more is a good thing, but actually educating them to make sure that the job gets fitted and we build the proper wall is critical to playing good run defense.
Was that a common theme with some of the uncharacteristic big plays that you guys allow? As guys you keep trying to?
I don't want to say it's just, that's an easy fix that, hey, we tried too hard. That's not real. But I think in the run fit, sometimes trying to do too much, creates a stress on somebody else. So it's important that they see that and understand it. When you play against a good back, those guys make you pay.
Did you, in terms of just handle, is it maturity sometimes in situations like that? Like if the offense, something goes wrong, there's a quick change. Like what's the key to having success in those moments?
Yeah, I think it's just educating Myra that momentum's as big as the next play. And, you want to have a team where the special teams feeds off the defense, the defense feeds off the offense feeds off the special teams, and I think that's when good teams arrive. But there's been some cases that, sometimes one side's got to pick the other side up, whether it's be on a sudden change or if we give up a score and the offense goes down and answers it. And, emotionally, we got to stabilize a little bit in those moments.
The lack of generated takeaways, is there opportunities there that are being missed, and is there a way to kind of try to fix that in real time?
Yeah, I think if you pursue the ball and you tackle well, usually the takeaways will come. We had one strip sack on Pat that the ball was loose and, the guy grabbed the ball, back hold the ball. You like to have that one. But we try to play as tight coverage as we can, and usually on the tips and the overthrows, we'll be able to get some picks and have some one-on-one plays. I believe if we do chase the ball the right way and we tackle the ball aggressively, those takeaways will come.
I know you said Duke played on guts for you guys against LSU. That was 5 weeks ago. Is he kind of on fumes at this point? How vital is this week for him to get better?
Yeah, it's a good week for Duke and everybody else. Duke has had his moments that we wish he had finished a little bit better on some of the plays. Some of it's a technique thing, and some of it is him just keep getting his feet under. But we're at midpoint of the season now. Everybody's a little bit banged up, so that's just something that you got to deal with. And where you're at in this part of the season. Now it's part of grow with what you're dealing with.
How's Darian?
I'm sorry.
How's Darian been doing?
Yeah, he's better. He's been a lot more consistent in just his technique. He gets in trouble when his eyes get all over the place, and then his feet get all over the place, and he plays catch up. He's been better staying on top of the routes. We've limited the amount that we're asking him to do at some point with where he was playing on the field, but he's given us good snaps this year.
It looks like Fabian's trending in a good direction whenever the time comes for him to come back. What will that do, guys?
He's part of the leadership. He's part of being a good player, and he's a physical presence. There's not many guys like him, but he definitely helps secure those inside gaps. But the guys we've had in there have done a nice job, and it's just about us being more consistent in some of the run fits, and we're working towards it this week.
Is Renardo a guy that's really grown and kind of shown you a good development here these last years?
Yeah, he's had his typical season of what a corner does. He's had some moments that he's been in great position, and there's been a bang-bang play made on him. He's been in position like last week when there was 2 one-on-one balls, and he made both of them. And so, I really, like where he's at, and he's brought really good competitiveness. And, when things don't go his way, he's not quick to make an excuse. He's quick to accept it, move on, try to focus on his technique, kind of focus on the finish and come back and make the next one. He's done a good job responding week in, week out this year.
Coach mentioned self-scouting during a bye week. Are there usually revelations when you guys do that, or is it usually what you kind of?
I don't know about, however you define a revelation, but it's, you get a chance to really look at, what I do is then I try to put on an opponent hat and watch it from that perspective. And just not only, it's easy to get the data and say, well, this is the call we're running here, and, well, that's pretty consistent. But you know why it's consistent, because you think it's the best thing, and you're trying to measure that. But what it helps us do is say, hey, we've been running this look or this pressure or this coverage, and maybe put it in a little bit different look for the offense, and I think it gives you a chance to kind of see where you're at as far as what you've been calling, how you've been lining up, and then make sure on the weeks going up you tell a little bit different story with maybe the same look.
When you grade your guys, or maybe your defense as a whole, are all drives created equal when it comes to getting off the field? If you look at certain situations where we were in unfair, we didn't have a lot of leverage there, so we're not going to.
Well, I mean, your grade, everything's graded, right? Whether it's first down to fourth down, 2-minute red zone. But I would say third downs get a little bit more weight than first downs from a standpoint of, you never say we're 8 of 20 on first down. You don't hear that, right? You usually hear about third downs, red zone, 2-minute. I mean, those are situational plays that you kind of group together as a whole, that you really get a little bit more specific on what you're trying to grade. Because, listen, it's a lot easier to get off the field on 3rd and 10 than it is in 3rd and 1. And so, we have these blanket third downs as this. Now, it's our job to create as many third and longs as we can, because those numbers are going to go up, right? How you get off the field. But, so they're not all graded equally, but they're all graded and, just a little bit more specific depending upon the situation.
Well, do you have the same expectation, like the first drive of the game when the team is on their own 25, as opposed to like the third quarter to get the ball on your 40?
Yeah, there's difference. I mean, we try to be 100% on sudden change. And what that means is when a team takes over the ball on our side of the 50, like, we can't allow touchdowns. Like, that's part of our job as a defense. I don't care if that ball's at the 49 or the 4. Like, you got to find a way to buckle down, because that creates momentum, right? Right away when a team has the ball on your side of the 50, however it got there, takeaway, turnover, return on the special teams, they've got the momentum. And our job on defense is to get that momentum back. Usually if you can make them line up to a field goal or, eliminate all points, that's where you see the momentum turns. And we've seen that this year. And that is a part of how we look at things.
Sometimes, and you talked before about the offense, defense, and special teams all working together. On some teams, I'm not saying this one, but sometimes the team, if the offense will have a turnover or go for it on 4th down, defensive guys might gripe or something like that. How do they handle those situations in terms of like emotionally being put in tough situations?
Yeah, I mean, we don't. It's like pass interference. Like, things happen, and you can sit there and say, why is this happening to us, or why? But like, that's not going to help our football team. So I mean, there's emotional reactions to missed tackles, to turnovers. I mean, we're all human with that. But the biggest thing to me is, what is the response? What does it look like when we take the field? And like, it's our job to get stops. Our job on defense is to limit points, get the ball back to the offense. I know I've said that before, but that's the job. I don't say that based on where the ball is. And we need to be better in those moments.